Thank you. In the past hour, I was not on the WhatsApp, so I saw a lot of activity on WhatsApp. So, Sis Nomvuyo, please read for me if there are questions or comments on the WhatsApp that I didn't see. We are able to record, both of us, we are recording, so we are actually now recording. Welcome to week 1. I sent you guys a brief video for week 1, and I went through most of the video. I went through the 12 principles, and that is what I thought was important, but it does not mean the rest of the content was not, but the most important part that I felt needed to be explained. So I am here to answer all the questions that you have for the week 1, or if you've already finished week 1, you're already maybe on week 3 or week 4, that's okay too. We can take what questions, just general questions that you have picked up. I would prefer though you focus on what we have on the week. If you are already ahead, rather ask those questions directly to me offline. We can talk on WhatsApp or we can make a phone call. Okay, the other thing that I want indicate also is that I did have one question, I think it was yesterday or this morning, where someone said, Precious, you need to explain an exit. So on my notes, that's the only question I have at this point. Do we have another question, Sis Nomvuyo?
No.
Okay, so that is that question. But before we start, I would like to actually share something with you. Give me a second. Sis Nomvuyo, you are able to admit, right?
Yes, I have been admitting, thank you.
Great, thank you. So give me a second. Maybe let me also just find out, how did you find the material? Is it easy to read? Is it easy to understand and follow? How many action lists do you have? And how did you do on your pre-assessment? Did you get everything, or did you get half? Did you get 20%, 30%? Please just share. I need to know how you are maneuvering around the content. Sis Nomvuyo, please help me with the hands on the document.
Okay. Okay, let's hear your voice. How did you find the material? There's a lovely pre-assessment thing, test that was included, and that sort of helps you to understand what you know even before you read. How was it? Did you get 100%? How was it for you? Please share with us. You can speak or you can write in the chat. I do not see any hand up. Please feel comfortable to say something. Can I start with someone that I know, because I know that she will be comfortable to answer that question? Oh, there is a hand. Oh, there's 2 hands. Kabi, please share. Let me unmute you.
Hi.
Yes.
Good day for everyone.
Oh, the line is bad.
Kabi, we can't hear you. In actual fact, you are even on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, I unmute myself now. Yeah. So I read the whole training manual, just reading. Then I'm going to study from today until going. I'm going to study everything. So, but since I read this manual, I enjoy the way you help us about the business plan, how to develop the business plan. There's an area that I pick up. So, like, you must be a solid business plan. So there's an area that they talk about impact on the social and economical. So on the social, it's challenging me because I'm doing the education. My business is focusing more on education. And I think for social, based on education, I think it's going to be very important because it's going to help me even to take my business forward to social development and show them that this is got impact on the young people and community socially and economically. But economically, I understand because it's creating jobs and everything. But I think for socially, maybe you talk about they can reduce the gender-based violence, the women empowerment and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing now. And I see the training manual is giving me the opportunity to do practical work because my business now is working on the theory. So I want to do the practical work through this training material and the coaching session. Before they finish, I must do the one event and test how practical and theory related. Thank you for now. Maybe you can help me in social services unrelated to business plan. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I've got that. And yeah, I appreciate you sharing. I would like you though, so when it comes to when you're doing something like education, I would like you to think about what will that mean first for you? Why you? Why are you passionate about what you are doing? What has education done for you? So it's almost like you're gonna create some sort of a story around why you're doing your business. That is one. And that story must actually attract the person to wanna hear the story. They will be interested in the story, but you then say, but because of me or because of this, and it might not necessarily even be you, it might even be maybe a friend, but there must be a story behind your business. That is one. But once you have done that, you have built that story, you then gonna take that story and say, what will that mean to the community that you serve? What will that mean to the society at large, including the world? And that is when you now have to think about sustainable goals and the ESG. And I want you to research those words, sustainable goals and ESG. Okay, Google those words and then come back, because it means before you go to the business plan, you gotta need to do the strategy. As I'm hearing you saying what you are saying, it's clear to me that you first have to go to the strategy. So when you go to the strategy, I think that will be week 2. On week 2, we're going to be looking at how do you manage, how do you actually identify areas for strength, for weaknesses, your SWOT, and where does the SWOT comes from, but also how then do you build a strategy? How do you build a competitive advantage? And that is how you will then build into it. Can I have hands? How many of you have done strategy, a one-page strategy? I'm having a feeling that maybe I am going way ahead of myself here. Can I have hands for those that have done strategy, a one-page strategy? Assistant, will you please count for me? Because remember, guys, you can't do the business plan. Even if you do the business plan in your implementation, you're going to be stuck. You must start with.
So far, I'm seeing 2 names. I'm seeing Mabuseng and Mabusang and Nozi. They have, and I'm seeing 3 names. 3 hands, Stephanie, Mabusang, and Nozi. Is there any other name that I'm missing? One-page business strategy. Do you have it or no? 4, Kaubudiwi. 5, Bonginkosi. So we've got 5 people who
So
have.
5 out of 38.
Mhm.
That is literally the lowest. Actually, it's 6. I don't know why people are taking so long to raise their hands.
Swanky and
problem with the
Scully,
network?
that's 7. Sisamkele, 8.
Even if it's 7 or 8, it's still too low. So, which means then the rest of everyone, we're gonna need to actually do something to help you to come up with a pestle, the SWOT analysis, the 5-porter, and then come up with that 1-page strategy. Because that 1-page strategy also will help you to then do your business model. Using business model and 1-page strategy, you then build a business plan. Thank you so much for those that have raised their hands. It's a very small list. We're gonna need to figure out, we might actually have to run another group that is catching up with the rest, that is catching up, but it feels like it's gonna be the whole group if it's 8 out of 38. But I had prepared something for you guys. This is your declaration, which we're gonna start with in all our sessions. At 4 o'clock every day when we're starting, we're gonna do this declaration. This declaration is really for you to become comfortable. You can actually, I'm gonna share this also with the group so that you can actually even print this. And as you are doing your material, you use it as your motto in getting your mind and your thoughts around the things that you have to prepare yourself for. This is really about energy. I know people don't believe in declarations and affirmation, but every day they pray. It's the same thing. It's just that we do not say who are we praying to in this case. We're just declaring what it is. They say the power of the word follows also on the action, and it does also follow in how we're thinking and doing things. So this is how it actually works. FundReady declaration. I am FundReady, a magnet for money and opportunities. I declare abundance flows effortlessly into my life like a river of prosperity. I attract investors, backers, and partners who believe in my vision and support my journey. I'm the master of the financial preparedness. I embrace financial knowledge and wisdom. Understand that it is the foundation of my success. I confidently navigate the funding landscape, seizing the opportunities and turning them into flourished ventures. I am a financial mastermind, and I absorb the knowledge and wisdom like a sponge. I action all ideas. I confidently navigate the world of funding, seizing the opportunities and converting them into successful endeavors. I am ready to receive the funding I need to bring my ideas to life and make a positive impact on the world. I deserve abundance and I welcome it into every aspect of my life. Now I can't see, apologies. I can't see because my thingy. Okay, there we go. I am FundReady and I am financially future, my financial future is secured. So those are your declarations that you're gonna actually play around with. You can change them if you want, suit them your environment. Maybe if has been a negative, maybe when you started before, you're feeling a little bit sluggish about it, you can change that and use the words that you were feeling before, but in a positive way. So this is the declaration that you're gonna use when you start working on your project, when you're starting working through the material as you are implementing, building up the action plan. I don't see hands. People are like so quiet. I don't see, yeah, no.
Yes, let's hear some claps, because I think this is powerful, powerful, powerful. Let's give us some love. Please, let's get some reactions. Let's get some love. Let's get some reactions. Please just press below there on the reaction button. Let's see what you say. You know, or rather, let's say, which particular sentence do you love the best? I love them all, but which one do you love the best? I deserve abundance. I welcome it every day. That's what I love the best. In every aspect of my life, I deserve it. I welcome it into every aspect of my life. That's what I love. What do you love? Okay, someone says they love the first sentence. Another one, which one do you love? Tell us, share with us, please. Otherwise, this is awesome. Every day you can just read it. Every morning, whether you pray or not, if you pray, just read it after your prayer. It is awesome. It just puts you in the right state of mind to attract the things that you want in your life. Awesome. Awesome, Precious.
Absolutely. So I will suggest that you read it at least twice a day. You read it when you're waking up in the morning, so that you get your mindset on what is it that you are focusing on for the next 12 weeks. And then, and you work through whatever you have to work through. Then in the evening, when you actually have gone through some of the material, you actually again go through this and ask yourself, how am I showing up? How did I show up? Did I just say those words? Is there a way I could have actually improved in showing up confidently? Is there a way? Because you see, you can't buy confidence. You can only buy confidence or have the confidence when you feel it inside. But the only way you're gonna feel it inside is when you're doing certain things in your brain, in your actions, like we're working, and also in interaction in groups like this, when you are doing those things, now pushing toward. It's almost like you get to your own zone. You are in the zone now where you want to attract this money. You want to attract this investment, which is going to help you to make your dreams, to make your dreams come true, to make an positive impact into the world. So that is why this is important. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Okay, so the next part, let me get into the chart question that was asked. The question was, can you explain further on what do you mean when you're talking about exit strategy? Let me hear what other entrepreneurs thought about that when I was explaining it in the video. And entrepreneurs, I also would like to apologize for loading the video late. It was supposed to be at least 48 hours, but each time when I was trying to record, it was either it's load shedding or just the network is down. I tried 3 times to record. At some point, I thought I did record. Then when I tried to, it disconnected. So apologies for that. I'm gonna try to see if I can run them in a batch, the recordings. But I also didn't want to do like a run through them. I wanted to do it properly. I focus on what I think you guys will actually want a more explanation on, and then and use that to then deal with the rest of the content. So let me take some question on what do you think are the exit strategies? What did you think when I was explaining it, but also when you were reading the notes? I think this is principle number 12, or not 12, it's number 11, I think. Okay. May I see some hands? Entrepreneurs, may I see some hands?
What
In a
do
minute,
you think?
Sis Namvuya, would you please also put in the chat box, put the attendance register so those, in case they get disconnected, they can actually sign it while we are waiting for the hands. I'm on the team now. I don't see any hands. Okay. People are afraid to ask. Someone keeps on trying to get in shame and the system kicks
Here is Fatima saying, it speaks to the time that the financial support is over, especially if there was a portion of shares. So where the investor maybe had a time limit, you know, by when are they going to exit the funding contract, and if there was a portion of the shares. That is what Fatima is saying. There is another person who had their hand up, and that is
Sbusiso, and then the next person will be Nozi.
Yeah, Sbusiso and Nozi also had their hand up.
Sbusiso, do you want to come through?
Okay. Hi, thanks, ladies. My understanding is perhaps if let's say your funder bought equity into your business, right, and then you work with the funder, and then perhaps somewhere down the line there'll be a time where you want to buy back your equity so that you can have full ownership of that business. I think that is the exit strategy. How do you get your equity back from your business? You know, the equity that you had given to, ceded rather, to the funder.
Great. Nozi?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity. For me, when I think of exit strategy, is where do you see your business? If you had to sell your business or you had to move away from that business, what stage are you living at? Are you living it as a small business, medium, large business, multinational? What type of turnover do you want to be getting from your business once you're saying, okay, I'm leaving this business, I'm selling it to someone else, I'm pursuing something else? That's what I take as an exit strategy from my side. Thanks.
Great, thank you so much, Nozi. Who else? Okay, it seems like we no longer have hands. Actually, all of you guys, from Fatima to Sbusis, you consolidating different scenarios that could be happening when you are actually exit. Because when you think about it, it really depends on the nature of the funding that you received. If it is a debt, you now will be finally paying the last installment. What do you do after you have paid the final installment? You need to be sending them a thank you card, or if it was a lady that was your sponsor, something. As much as there was an exchange in terms of interest, if they were charging interest, but you need to send something which is a thank you as an appreciation. So just even that. Now, if it's an equity and it's time for the other investor to exit, the shareholders agreement will have articulated what will be the value of the transaction, or how would that be worked out. In other transaction, the value of the share when to exit is determined upfront. In other transaction, it's determined at the end. But you also need to understand that if you're going to have a share buyback, do you meet the requirements of Companies Act in terms of liquidity, and also the requirements where they say is do you have a solvency, plus also do you even have a cash flow? That is important because that is also the requirement. So exit strategy is all those things. What is the plan? Do I want them to exit? If they're exiting, is it at what price is it going to be? And is that price realistic to what the business value is? And yes, others also will have a value. that at that time, the value of the person, it may not have the share value, but it might have a value. And then you use the value based on the percentage that that person owns. But again, you need to compare. Is that value realistic to what the economic conditions are? Remember, when you set up the agreement at the beginning, you will not foresee what is going to happen in the future. The price of what you had set might be higher or lower. And if it's lower, what did we account for in our shareholders agreement? Or does that mean maybe we convert? In others, you will find that they will convert from being ordinary share to be a preferential share. Or they will let go, they will sell some of the asset, but not everything. So those are the things that, especially if maybe there's no cash or maybe the liquidity is not right and solvency is not right. Entrepreneurs, remember to switch off your mic. We are recording. Remember, 50% of us are not in the group because of our problems in our country. And who has to solve those problems? It's us, entrepreneurs, right? So just keep that in mind. Louise, please mute yourself. Thank you. Okay. But also, guys, exit strategy is about if then they exit, because there could be also in other instances that they were part of management. Remember, the directors are appointed by the shareholders. So if the shareholders are changing, it means you should be preparing for new directors. What's going to be the handing over of that? So those are all the things you're going to need to think about. And also, as an accountant, the share buyback might actually have income tax issues in relation to capital gains and. So yeah, those are the things to think about. I don't see any follow-up. I don't see any great. I understand. I see absolutely this group near to lunch.
There is Martin. Martin has a hand up.
Martin, please come through. Please switch on your video when you guys are talking so that we can see you. I am also going to stop sharing our declaration. I will also print this declaration myself because I am also raising the money with you. And I did tell you guys, remember, I am raising the money with you and we will consolidate. By the way, even System Vula is the same thing. Yeah, so we're gonna consolidate all of this and see. I mean, I honestly believe life is about that. It's about just jumping and playing and experiencing things and building yourself up on it.
Martin, your hand was up.
Hello, yes, it was more a mistake than anything else. But it is very important to establish exactly what you want to do at the end.
Yes.
That is so true, Martin. It is very important. That is why I want you guys to think about that now. Don't think about it when they are asking you or when they are detecting to you what is actually what will happen with the exit strategy? How would it work out?
Yeah. I'm going to share because we don't have time. I will share on the WhatsApp chat an experience that I had when I had not done the exit strategy properly. I will share it on the WhatsApp.
I hear the story. We didn't have a lot of questions. We are actually almost running out. Can I just find out from Denise? I have the rooms.
My hand is still up. My hand is still up.
Oh,
Yes,
Samuel,
no
yes.
problem. We saw the hand. No problem. Give us a minute. I just want to find out from Denise. Denise,
yeah,
did you manage to sort out your technicality in setting up the rooms?
yeah, the rooms are set up. When you click off into break of rooms, you'll see there's different rooms and the
Thank
entrepreneurs will
no
go. If you're in
problem.
group 1, you go into.
No, that's fine. Thanks, Denise. Okay, let me take Samuel. Please come through, my brother. There are questions and information on there, Sis Nomvuyo. Please, would you just take a few comments, especially the ones where they are asking questions or even adding additional information. Samuel, please come through. Mr. Mashaba.
Thanks, Nomvuyo. I think I'm the person who... Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we
Your
can,
line is
but you are breaking.
That is not good. You are breaking. Okay, let me switch off. Will you please switch yourself off? Thank you. Samuel, will you want to try again? I'm muting you, System View, so that maybe there's one mic. I will also mute myself. You go ahead, Mr. Mashab.
I'm sorry, I'm on load shedding this side. I think that's the reason.
You know what, Samuel, just type your question on the chat box. Thank you.
I'll do that, sure, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we are now ready. We're 2 minutes behind. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now gonna break away. The instruction was very clear on how you're supposed to behave. I will come and sneak in when it's time. I don't see the rooms. Denise, would you please maybe indicate to me?
If you click on more, it will show you break off rooms.
Okay, I'm clicking break rooms. Ladies and gentlemen, you are really literally 2 minutes of your time, but we're a smaller group, so you have more time because you are a smaller group. You are half the size that you will have had. Let me just breakout rooms. You guys, please go to your breakout rooms. Okay, there we go. You're gonna choose your rooms, guys. I've opened all the rooms. Denise, on the list, I only have 2 rooms. 3 rooms. I need 10.
No, I did create 10. When I was admin, I created 10 rooms for you guys.
Oh, okay. Entrepreneurs, would you please explain? Tell me, are you seeing, how many rooms do you see?
Hi, Precious. We're seeing 3 rooms and I'm in group 2, for example.
Yeah, Denise, can you please, maybe let's give Denise a little bit more time to create another room, because we will not, it will not work to have 3. Something is not right. Maybe it didn't save, Denise. Your network has been struggling. Okay, so let's
Can
allow
you just assign me as a co-host?
more time. Excuse me?
Can you assign me as a co-host, because I'm signed in as me now?
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna make you okay. I don't see your name now. Hang on. Okay, in the meanwhile, entrepreneurs, please share your comments that you were discussing on the chat box. Let's have you guys, please stop posting on WhatsApp. I mean, on the group, your group numbers. We know which group. You know which group. You will join the group yourself, and please don't tell us which group. It doesn't matter, so that we can manage the chat box. Thank you.
Precious, there is Lindelwa who made a comment on the exit strategy. And she says
No problem.
she thought that it's a way of liquidating your stake in the business, preparing for exit so that you get maximum profit.
It could be, depending on what was agreed up front. It could be, as I said, it could be any of the scenarios that were shared. And it could be even more scenarios that were not mentioned. Sometimes it could even be selling. Sometimes it could be selling or listing the business to the GSE, right? So Denise, I still, can I just, I've made you a co-host now. I hope that works. Okay, great. Nadisa, all the questions that you're asking that are relating to joining the groups, and I just explained to you that Denise did create 10 groups, but I think her connection disconnected. She's gonna need to add 7 more. You join, you select the groups. That is why you are told upfront which group you belong to. And again, guys, if you didn't understand about groups, I expected that to have been shared upfront so that then I will have brought it in. I thought you guys understand how the groups will actually work. So that is fine though. We do have more than enough time. Will you please stop posting about admin on the thing, rather DM Denise and Mapote. We have 2, actually we have 3 administrators. Sis Nomvuyo can help me as also as a co-host, Nomvuyo and Mapote. Mapote, let's introduce yourself. I think we didn't. Mapote is also one of our administrators who assist Denise. Do you want to show your face? You don't want to show your face. Great. Okay, so I'm gonna we're gonna close the breakout rooms now so that Dennis can work on them. Let's go to the comments that were mentioned, and please, ladies and gentlemen, refrain from posting anything relation to admin. If you have an issue, rather DM Mapote. Mapote is also on the group. Please, if you can make Mapote an admin so that they can see that is Mapote. Thank you so much. Okay, so that we can focus on content. Let's start. So the exit strategy, it could be anything. You see, exit strategy could be maybe you are also handing over you yourself by exiting the business as a founder. It could be anything. So you need to think about that. And I think most of, oh, okay, Denise, the rooms are created. Let's have a look again. Breakout rooms. Now we have 10. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you can actually join your rooms. You know which room you belong to. Please join. Thank you. It possibly needed a refresh. Maybe that's why. Okay, great, great. Entrepreneurs, please be fast. Please be fast. Again, Violet, please mute yourself. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, just remember which groups you are and remember the instruction on how to act in your groups, and I will come and sneak in your groups. You won't know whether I'm there or not there. There are people that are not joining. Is it because you don't know which group you belong to? Okay. Yeah, the person Martha, you can ask the question here for help, you have to ask it outside of this because it disrupts everyone. When you ask admin questions in a platform where we're supposed to focus on the content, it disrupts everyone. You're making your problem to be everyone's problem. Those issues should have been resolved offline on the WhatsApp. Thank you. Sylvia, do you know which group you're in? Please join the group. As I said, we will not be dealing with the admin. The instruction was sent yesterday. Everyone must be in groups. If you don't know which group you are in, go to the notice, WhatsApp notice to get you which room you belong to, and then you join the group. Thank you. Sylvia, then join the group. Join the group 10. Click on the group 10. Ivan, you have not joined. Ivan, you have not joined. Please go to your room. Denise, where is Ivan? Which group is
Ivan
he
is in room 3. I am now going to each individual that's still in here.
He is
and
in
I'm
room
putting you
3,
in
but
the
he has not joined. Ivan, are you struggling with your clicking? Okay. So I am checking the rooms now. It seems some rooms, there are too many. Room 6 is the person is alone. Would you please, the person who's in room 6, Dennis, go to room 6. Okay, let me go to room 6. Okay, someone was running late. You see? Let's join group 10. Okay, remember, Sis Nombuyo is such a lovely mother. Mina, I'm not. So that's why she's here. Me, I'm a teacher. She's already like a mothering you and sharing. That's why she's here. And sharing the notes and reminding you the notes. Martha, can you see if Martha needs help? I don't see her though, but she's in room 10. So there is more than enough people on room 10.
No, yeah, the people that have now been waiting out here, now I'm moving you into a room, if you don't know.
Just go to your room and then you go through the instruction. The instruction was sent. Entrepreneurs, the instruction was sent. Okay, everyone has been allocated. Entrepreneurs, just remember, you need to share at least 3 things you have learned on week 1 and 5 things that you are actually gonna be on your action list, which is to-do list to implement. And you also need to indicate to your colleagues, what is it that you need help with? And the last part, what is it that you can help others on? Sis Nomvuyo, your message is not complete. Great, thank you. Oh, great, okay. I am now gonna go and visit the rooms. Guys, also, maybe I will go, we have all rooms, 10 rooms, it looks like. It looks like we have all 10. The only room that we do not have is 7. Can I allocate 2 rooms each? Because it's 4 of us, right?
Yeah. That's fine.
Or can I say
Which one?
yeah.
Which one? Which one do I
take
say?
3? Take the first 3. Take the first 3, Sis Nomvuyo.
Okay.
And then Dennis, the next 3, which is 4 to 6. Mapote, you will take 8 to 9. It doesn't seem like 10 is there. Is 10 there?
10 is there, you just need to scroll down.
I am, but it's not. Okay, so then Dennis, you will do additional 10. Great.
Okay.
I'm still not a co-host.
You're still
Mapote.
not a co-host. Okay, let me make you a co-host. Apologies.
So I'm joining room 1, 2, and 3.
Yes. Guys,
Okay.
let's just pay
Fine.
attention, please, so that I can focus on going to note your role before you go, Mapote, and is to just make sure, just listen, observe, and make notes.
All right.
Okay, your aim is to observe, and then you're gonna share your observation when you come back. Thank you. Modisa, you don't know which group you belong to?
Hello, Precious. Can you
Hi.
hear me?
You don't
can
know which group you belong to?
No, I don't.
Would you please then go to the notice? Thank you.
All right. Group 3.
Then join group 3.
Okay, and then how do I go to group 3?
You go to more break rooms and join breakout rooms and join 3. You'll see 3
Breakout rooms.
under more.
Okay, yeah, I've got it.
And then
Okay.
join 3. Thank you, Modise.
Yes.
Bye. Welcome back, welcome back. Let's wait a few more minutes, 10 more seconds. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are all back to the room, to the main room. And let me switch on my video. Hello, great, Louise, Becky, Vuyos. Let's have the check-in, the observations, the notes, and the lessons. I'm not gonna start with myself. What I'm gonna start with is my co-host. The co-host, the instruction was being an observer. Please, co-host, any of my co-hosts, Miss Smith, Miss Bengane, and Miss Mahlangu, share with us what is the definition of observer?
To join the room and not say anything. And listen and make notes.
Did we do that?
But it was hard because a lot of people were stuck.
So, what does that mean? What does that mean? We're dealing with adults here. We had shared on the notice that you have to go through the agenda and the session. It also indicates that people are not serious about what they are doing and people are not prepared. But your role also confuses them because we are here to babysit them by answering them the questions that you shouldn't be answering. We're supposed to facilitate, we're supposed to build these humans to be disciplined, to prepare for their training, to understand what they are doing, because the information was shared and it was very instructive. It was very simple English. And if they did not understand, they were supposed to raise the question. They've had this more than 12 hours. It was posted yesterday. Now, it also indicates that they are not preparing, but mothering them or leading them does not help either, because you then end up not doing your job. Everyone has to do their job according to their job description. And we must stay on our own lane, because we are evaluated and managed by what our roles are. You can't deliver something that is not on your role, because if you deliver something, you are now stepping on someone's rail. That person is not going to do their job. Now, let's take this lesson to a bigger picture. How many of you have been carrying other people's monkeys? Because when you're carrying someone, when you are being a mother to someone or trying to help them, you are taking their monkey. How many of you are actually carrying their monkey in their own personal life and you bringing that to the boardroom? And because that is the lesson here. What you're gonna need to understand, we are in an environment where you're gonna need to do your part. You're gonna need to run your race. And you're gonna run this race and run this race so much. And as you run this race, there will be people on the way falling off on the race. If you try to actually help them, you need to understand what's the cost of that. What's the opportunity cost of that? It means you're gonna lose your sport. And I am not saying you shouldn't, but what I need to tell you that we are working in a capitalist environment. We are working in a capitalist environment. You can't be holding people's hand when people have been given all the resources that they're supposed to have. If they didn't actually prepare, they should have never even come to the session unless they have prepared. Agreed, my co-host, Mr. Mahlangu, Ms. Smith, Mr. Bengane. Okay.
Agreed.
Perfectly. I personally agree perfectly.
So the role that I am playing here is when we are wrapping up, I'm the chairperson in the boardroom, because that is what's going to be happening when you now have to pitch. They're going to give you certain instructions. They're going to be telling you things. One of their requirements are going to be written down. How are you going to read those instructions when you can't read a basic instruction on following through your training program? Because that's the principle here. Now, I want to hear your observations, entrepreneurs, and then I will take the co-host observation. And Paul, I am not going to run this with questions. I'm going to run it according to my own program. If you have a question, type it on the chat box. Thank you. May I have group number 1? I would like you to introduce your chairperson and the secretary, and then you will share with us the notes. Notes, you are timed based on the instruction. Group number 1, we are waiting for you. So we don't have group number 1. Can we then move to group number 2?
No.
Yeah, group number 2, we didn't discuss that. We didn't choose a chairperson and a secretary.
Again, what was the instruction?
Yeah, it means we didn't read the instruction, and we are sorry about that.
Thank you. No, my dear, it's not sorry about that. If we're allocating bonds, mine is now, you won't get it. The principle I'm trying to teach you guys is to practice paying attention to detail in everything that you do and be prepared for the opportunity. If I was giving out bonds right now, you won't get it. If I was giving out money, you won't get it. Actually, that is what I want to do in future. I want to raise money and then I give money out in these sessions like this.
Wow.
So then group 2 is 1 is gone, group 2 is gone, group 3.
Group 3, the chairperson is Sam, and then the secretary is Mwabis.
Wonderful. Please, group 3, would you share with us what are the things that you have learned from each other and what value that can be shared with the group?
Our secretary will do that, Mwabis. Thank you.
Hi, thank you, Chairperson. We have learned that it is vital that we focus on the activities as it's provided. And what struck a note for us was the 7 C's and how it impacts our ability to be able to source funding from the different types of funders that are available. We've learned that we are, I think we will work better in a more structured form going forward as we participate in week 2's activities. We are all at different levels in terms of understanding the management or the running of business. We have others who are specialists in operations, and we've got quite a few of us who are in the corporate governance space, who are then able to part knowledge and share with others, so that there is better understanding of the tasks that we are provided with. I hope I've answered correctly. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
To add on what Chair said, we have also looked at the fact that we also need to, because we found today that we're not at the same level in terms of preparedness to come to the session. So we have decided to create a WhatsApp group where we will be able to communicate together. And out of the WhatsApp group, when we come to the session, all of us will be prepared. There will be no one who says, I'm not prepared and all those kind of things. So that's how we have structured it going forward.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Nwabisa. May I then allow the second group, which is group 4, to share what is it that they have learned and what is it that they are taking forward as an action.
Thank you so much. I'm Nozi Sogoni. I was the scribe of the group, and Mpo Tuelo was the facilitator for the group. Out of the 8 members, only 1 person could not speak because I think of network. We couldn't even get the bar for her phone. But just to say, most of the members in the group already came with their listed information in terms of what is it that they have to do. The most common one out of the 3 things that everyone learned was the 12 principles of funding, the 7 C's of credit, accessing the business different stages. We did have someone who mentioned that the jargon, familiarizing themselves with the jargon of the funding process is quite intense as well. We shared the 5 action items. The most common ones was finding reasons of rejections, to have the nature of risk. Some people are a bit immature. They need to beef up their investor money in terms of collections and the execution. They need to improve this, but they do believe that having maybe a small team that's unstable, they can't pay the right amount of salaries, could be one of the reasons why some of the action items that they need to work on, so they can better offer within their services and products that they have. One of the 3 things, another things of the 5 of the action items was to check with the capital condition themselves for the program, common sense. One of them even mentioned that putting time, because they're involved in a number of things, they need to put time to really put themselves in this program. We have a number of our participants who are well-versed, like we've got one who've got 15 years of government principles and funding, who's willing to put in and give that assistance for the rest of the members, so that they are able to share with others what is it that they've learned already. We've got 2 who are very well versed as well in terms of funding, but they want funding now for different other projects. So one might have a PTY, they've got an NPO, one has got a construction company that's manufacturing bricks, but they want to start now a certain project for their community, and they are seeking that type of funding for this, for being in this program. So we have a lot of people who want to assist others because they've got a resilient character. One guy even said that he's a no-nonsense guy, hence he knows his stuff in terms of what is it that he's doing. But now he's looking funding for specifically a software that he wants to launch for SMMEs. One of the other things that I want to end off with is okay, so they still need to research. So in terms of the help that we need, still going to research the topic around funding, especially on the sector that the business is in. So they think that the financing might be different for that part. There's one that's implementing the gap as have knowledge on funding landscape, and they will be able to help the group in terms of that. I think I will stop there, but I really have to applaud our group in terms of being well positioned, especially with time and everyone out of the 7 people were able to give all their topics in terms of the 40 minutes that we needed to do for previous week's one's topics. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nozi. You went overboard, but I allowed you because group 1 and group 2 didn't speak. I will have stopped you to say time is up. Okay, thank you so much. Group number 6.
Precious, I was with the previous group because we were only 2 people in the group, and I was moved to the group we in Nozi and they were in, so I was part of that group.
Okay, can I address that part? Even if you were in a group which you are only alone or it's 2 of you, you will still do the exercise by yourself and then come back to the main group to say, I am done with the exercise. I will have then put you in another group as an observer, but not to participate. As you ride this journey, there will be time where you're going to be alone.
Okay.
You must be able to have a still mind, to not go to the crowd. Use the time to be still.
Okay.
Because each of us have different journeys. We are in different paths. This is not umashambisane. Life is not umashambisane. Those who are old, I feel like it's only Nomvuyo who's laughing because she's the only one who's old as I am. That is the principle there. Okay, Miss Fatim.
Yes, thanks, Precious.
Okay, thank you so much. It was your observer that was busy active changing the program.
Apologies, Fatima.
Thanks, Denise.
It's fine. I wanted to give you a clean instruction. Go and be an observer and then quiet. Nothing. Do nothing. That is what I meant. And that's all we need to do. So the purpose why I was doing this is that the world is very black and white. There's no gray line in the world. We need to be aware and pay attention to the detail. And that's the lesson here. Thank you. And Fatima, yours, you are okay when you're alone. It allows you time to think. It allows time to observe, to quiet your mind and reflect.
Thank you, Precious, for that precious words.
Oh, by the way, I met Fatima years ago. Oh, anyway, one day we'll have our stories, my dear, when I come to Cape Town. Okay.
Awesome.
Let me go to, there's someone whose hand is on. I did say that I cannot take any hand. I am chairing the meeting. I'm going to go according to the groups. If you have a comment, put it on the chat box. That's what I said. Because then Sis Nomvula will make a judgment call whether it needs to interrupt me or it can be dealt with at the end. Thank you so much. I didn't skip group 5. Group 5 was Nozi's group. Right, Nozi, you're group 5.
We are group 4, actually. Yes.
Yeah, group 4, which means that I did skip group 5. Apologies for that. I have ticked it here. Group 5, thank you.
Good afternoon. Apologies, Presence, for raising my hand. I was actually raising my hand to bring this point across that you skipped us. We are group 5.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, just remember, we put it on the chat box. Again, is follow the flow of the instructions. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so I'm the chairperson of group 5, Kuruleko. And then my secretary is Stephanie Jacobs. So I will be giving feedback on the discussion that we had on the group. So in our group, there was 4 of us on the group. So in the 4 of us, there was 2 accountants and there was 1 payroll assistant. So the discussion that we had is because of we are in the service industry, funding has never really been something that we have considered. So it's only one of our members, Laurentia, that has actually gotten funding because she created an app that she got funded by one of the government agencies. And I think she got funding in 2018 and 2019. And when she was supposed to get funding in a third year, then they said that they can't give her funding, that she must go seek funding elsewhere. So, but the feedback that we had, the type of funding that we feel would suit us, especially considering that we are in the service industry, we felt that debt funding.
Kulek, do you remember what was the instruction? For
The instruction?
feedback. So your feedback, the way you are providing, you are taking me through your group. I don't want to know your ins and outs of your group. What I want to know is that what are the things that you actually have learned and what are the things that you are going to do going forward?
Okay, so the things that I've learned from the group one is basically the reasons why we normally get rejected for funding, and one of the reasons is not having a proper business plan, and one of the other reasons also would be non-compliance with the grant funding requirements, and sometimes also when we seek funding, then we don't actually do our research, and we don't know our numbers. You know, we seek funding for a certain amount when we actually need only an X amount. So we don't do our own research, and we don't know our own numbers. That's why normally we get rejected for funding. And then one of the other things, we had a question on credit worthiness. When we seek funding, how important, or do they check the credit worthiness of the director, or do they only check the financials of the business? It's a question that we had that we actually wanted to pose on the platform.
Thank you so much, Kulilego, which is group 5. Do you have anything that you want to add by your team? Is anything that your team wants to add? Thank you. We can then move to group 6.
It's group 7, Precious. I was group 6.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Group 7. Group 7.
Precious, we were 3 in the group, and we had confusion in the beginning there. But we did discuss the types of funding that we're considering for our own businesses. And yeah, but we were only 3, and then you know what happened after that. But we discussed the type of funding that we just got stuck on that basically, and then we gave each other advice on our businesses. So we got off point there. So yeah, sorry about that. But we were all confused in the group. So then we skipped to other groups.
Why were you all confused, Mr. Williams?
So, oh yeah, just when I went back to the group, there was no one. So then I observed by other groups, like you said, I must.
And what did you realize?
But because I realized everything that you were saying, what you're talking about now, getting basically FundReady and being more prepared and just coming ready. Now I know, because I wasn't sure what to expect here. Now I know. Thank you. My apologies.
Great. No problem. This is a learning platform. The part about being fund ready, it means that we're helping you to get ready. And that is why we had to do this exercise. But also you have to understand that everything has times. So I'm going to go through some of the lessons, but I need the groups to finish. May I then go to group number nine or 8? Is it 9 or 8?
We were 9. We were 9.
Okay, so can I go to 10 then?
You skip group 8.
Okay, group 8.
Since I'm already talking, I'll take this one. We didn't choose any secretary or chairperson. I was a little late to join the group. We were only 3 people. And what we found is that none of us have a viable business plan. So we gave each other homework to actually start working on our business plans this weekend, long weekend, so that we can come back and do feedback and also recap, because I guess on the group we're supposed to be 8 or 7, also recap on the first week as well and go through the 145-page document that was sent. Yeah, so that's what we gave each other homework basically to work on our business plans.
Thank you so much for that feedback. But why we don't have, why we okay, let me not ask the question. Let me leave it to you. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Let me leave you there. Sometimes it's better to leave the child crawling. Leave them there, crawling. Don't let them walk it when they are not ready. The last group number 10. The guys that, I think it was Silver that was alone.
Hi.
Hi, Martha. Hi.
It's Jemina.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Apologies.
Yes.
Please, guys, when you join with the names, just try to put your name. Thank you. Go ahead, my dear.
So yeah, it was me, Martha, and Sylvia, and Louisa. So most of the times we were actually struggling with the network, so we couldn't actually hear each other properly to discuss everything in depth. But with the last few minutes that we actually had to, we were actually getting in tune of everything. We were trying to find balance of actually what we had to go through and everything. So we discussed just a little about like the fundings that are available and everything. And Louisa was the one that was actually had applied with funding, so she was just explaining to us everything that like she got funded and everything. So we had homework. We also have homework to go and actually look at the program and everything and look at our business. So we didn't get to hear from Sylvia. So with Martha also, she also just said that she hasn't applied with funding and everything. So we still have a lot to learn about like funding programs and how to be ready with the funding programs and things like that.
What was the thing that you learned about your group?
So with my group, well, Louisa has been in the industry
No,
of
I don't mean about
longer.
the individual, about the group, not individual.
So with the group, like I said, we were struggling with connections.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah.
No problem. 19. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, have we finished all the groups? There was people that were alone. I need to hear people that were alone. It was
Sylvia.
Kobotiwe was one of them. And Sylvia, I think. Who was alone? Who else was alone? And there were also latecomers, so it's fine.
Can I speak, Precious?
Please go ahead. Your line is bad.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. This is Sylvia speaking.
Hi, Sylvia.
Oh,
now
you can't hear me?
Yeah, no, we hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. As I said, I wasn't alone and I was struggling. At some point, I did notice for Jamina and the other lady, they were talking and they were even struggling to get hold of me, but then I wrote something on the site and I was asking on the group, where are they? I'm here now. But yeah, I did heard a lot of things here and I did go back to the instructions about the funding, the convenience, the expense, access, and the possessor to the market. So that was the three things that I pick up in the training, in the instruction. So according to me, yeah, as Jemima said, connection was bad. Most of the things I heard, some of them I didn't. And yeah, I did receive at some point funding. And I also want to expand out of the transport because as I'm in the transport at the moment, I'm operating in transport. Thank you very much, Precious, for the time.
All the lines. Thank you. Okay, so Sylvia, though, base, other than the network, what else did you learn?
Yeah, other the things that they were saying now, I was listening to the groups about the FundReady, the criteria from some of the application forms, the expectations that the government
No, that's fine.
expects.
That's fine, Silva.
Yes.
That's fine. Thank you. Okay. There is someone who's asking for group one. Pule, please come through for group one. I will not give you this opportunity again. I'm being nice. Please go ahead. It's a once-off. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mom Precious. What we learned from the program is the types of funding opportunities that are there, and from the group we also discussed the things that what should one do in order to access funding for the type of business they are in. So in my group there was I think a lot of agriculture and farming participant, but what we took out from our study material was the grant funding, as I explained to them that I normally apply for grant fundings. So
okay. Thank you so much, Pule. What is it that you are taking away? What is it that was actions for your group?
Actually, the actions were having a proper business plan, getting your financial projections correct, and making sure that you give out more, we understand our finance and we understand our revenues as businesses and the income that the businesses make. And the way forward, we discussed that we have to work on our financial recording system.
Thank you so much, Pule. Members, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Please sign the attendance register. And also when we are finishing, you should also remember to evaluate how your first session went. Let me give you, we are running out of time. We're supposed to be finishing now. I allow people to overlap. Next time I will run this like a machine. I was flexible today. I need you to understand when we are doing the things that we're doing in a setting of a group, when we're doing things not according to plan, we're stealing time from other people. And I also wanted just to take few minutes to allow Sis Nomvuyo to share her own notes, and also for Denise to share a note and Mapoto to share their note. I will share at the end because I'd also want to see if there's anything that maybe they might have left out or that I observed that they didn't pick up. So I'm going to allow Sis Nomvuyo to share her notes, and then Denise, and then Mapoto. And keep it short, don't explain your observation, please. Just bam, 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 bam. I was still learning entrepreneurs. I know it's not nice, but I need you guys to go through this. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Do you see a value in this? Great.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do see value. We're learning a lot.
Please go ahead, Ma.
Yeah. So what I've observed is that there are people who naturally took leadership. I observed that there was a desire to find synergies and to share knowledge. I observed that people were not necessarily following the script that was supposed to be followed. Yes, in the introductions they did, but after that, it's like, if I were to use a Zulu word, you know, in the groups that I was at, because they were not following the instructions, but they were giving each other good advice, good solid advice. I noticed that there are synergies in every group. So I noticed that I was marveling at how the groups were created, because there are synergies. You know, there was the whole value chain supporting each other. I loved that. I think those are essentially those are the things that I observed.
If you were to rate everything from what you have heard from the group, which group will you say was the best group? We need to give an award to the best group.
The group of those that I observed.
No, of the one that you have had so far. I need your vote.
Yeah, no, the group so far that I had was the best is the one that had Nosy.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your vote. Ms. Smith, please go ahead with your observations.
Okay, so from my side, I agree there are natural leaders in
No,
the
Ms.
session.
Smith, remember the rule. Whatever that Mama Unomvuyo has said, you don't say, you say new points. Instructions.
Oh. Okay.
Bam, you don't explain, you just say 1, 2, 3.
Okay, one, there are a lot of people in these sessions, in the FundReady sessions, that I think might require a slightly different kind of training. That's one observation that I've made. Number two, some people fully understand the funding, the people that they want to go to for funding and the kind of funding that they require for business. I think it's just a matter of them getting over the line and knowing how to put everything together and put those proposals together, which takes us back to number three, the business plans. Crucial thing here is making sure that we flesh out on those business plans that there's depth to it, because that I could tell there's lacking there, the depth to the business plans, because based on what people were saying, I could almost see who could almost go for funding. It's just a matter of saying, how do I build up and have a good, solid business plan that I'm putting forward? Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Smith. Mapote?
Good afternoon, everyone. What I noticed is that our participants didn't actually follow the agenda script. So pretty much most of them were running around like headless chickens. Sorry, guys. And secondly, they pretty much need to work on their business plans, because they lack structure in their businesses, as in and some are undecided, some don't know which fields in industries they want to really go into. Yeah, and they need training. In another sense, some don't actually need funding because they are black.
Thank
That
you
would be
so
it.
much for that observation. I have quite few. I literally have 22. So I'm not gonna explain them. I will mention them. One of the things that I had asked you, entrepreneurs, was that share your challenges you've had before. Either you attended training, you didn't finish, or you set a goal, you didn't make. What happened? When you are not observant of yourself, you miss out on the lessons. And then you keep on repeating yourself, you keep on experiencing the same, and you wonder why your life is not progressing. So I am using this time of observations to share what I pick up when I was observing. Number one, wisdom is always in the room. The resources are all around you. You just have not been paying enough attention. So pay attention. Start looking around. 2, follow the instruction. You're gonna be given a lot of document. If you cannot follow a one-pager, the instruction was in a one-page. The other one was just a agenda. The other one is where the instruction was. If you can't follow a one-pager, there is no way you get the funding. Even if I'm giving a grant funding, you won't be able even to complete the grant funding application when you cannot follow a one-pager instruction. There was also a lack of focus. People are playing around. I joined another group, for example, they're busy switching off videos, introducing each other. Knowing each other means nothing if it's not going to bring any value. What value are we bringing? That time that we're wasting, busy trying to get our videos working, instead of us saying, okay, here's the instruction, bam, here's what we need to do, bam. Okay, now we have extra time, let's do it playing. I want to see you, Darita. Play later, focus on the work. We are here to work. Somebody, remember my first orientation, I said, somebody died, somebody paid for this. It might be free, but it's not free. Somebody paid me because I wouldn't do this for free. It's too hard to do it for free. Focus. Quiet the noise. Focus on the agenda. Be disciplined. Hold each other accountable. Call on each other and say, so and so, why is Black businesses so chaotic? Because we are chaotic. We are not disciplined. Why are we always never getting to our goals? Because we are not focusing on what is on the agenda. Principle number 4. We didn't prepare. It's only group, Noses group, which is group, I think 5. Didn't prepare. And lucky enough for group 5. So what I did when I was allocating groups, I did 70% of allocation. The guys that I didn't allocate is because I couldn't figure out what the heck they were doing from the stuff they submitted to us. The groups that the first 5 to actually 5, 6, 7 groups, first 7 groups, I allocated them myself. I put specific groups based on the quality of their business plan, based on the services, based on the industries, based on also on the number of years. And that is why you will find that other groups are going to move faster than others. And we will then start also moving certain people to certain groups as you are now appearing. Remember, when you are quiet, your books tell us your story. But when you are here, we see you how you're playing. You also are telling a story. Do you think you have told the right story if I was your investor right now? this opportunity. We as JD have been funded this for the past 4 years. For the past 4 years, we've been funded for this, an average of about 800,000, which we share with EPI. At some point, we're getting, I think it was about 900,000, Denise, the first 2 years. And we said to them, we want to help entrepreneurs to actually, we want to give them money. We want to distribute money because we see the banks are not interested in distributing the money. But do you think you are what the money you are looking for? Do you think how you have presented yourself, how you have prepared yourself, are you really ready? Do you really want this? You don't want this. You don't want this. This cost, Denise, this costs how much time, how much money in this business? We don't even make profit from this program. We lose money on this program. It's not even worth us running it, but we are running it for a long haul so that we can get you and ourselves ahead, because there's no business that you're gonna build without capital. You're not gonna build a sustainable, you're gonna be a survivalist for the rest of our lives if we do not get capital. So I am saying to you, it's easy for you to say, Precious, no, we want this. But when it's time for you to demonstrate that you want it, you are not showing up. Your words are the ones that show up, but your actions don't show up. The other thing is you don't pay attention to detail. And this goes to the same thing that I was saying, following of instruction. You don't even pay attention to detail even when you are being helped. There is no collaboration. Collaboration, we only saw it in groups that are a little bit ahead, but on the lower level, it's pure chaos. And that's an indication of our level of comprehension in focusing on the things that really matter. One of the things that I also observe is you did not use your tools. When someone is actually having a network, how come you didn't use the tools you have? You had tools. You had a chat box, in your groups, in your rooms, but you could also use a WhatsApp to communicate. You could have immediately created a group together and then communicate only. No one gave you that you should only be in the room. But it's easier for you to put an excuse and waste 20, 40 minutes saying I have a network problem, instead of looking, what's the alternative? What's another way I can do this? Some of you will continue talking, even half of the group can't even hear you. Can't even hear you because you're in an environment where it's noisy. You yourself know your area that you're in is noisy, but you still want to talk instead of saying, you know what, I'm gonna actually type my notes and then I will hear your feedback, because you will hear since you're in a noisy area, but they wouldn't hear you. It's just a lack of cooperation, is a lack of using the tools efficiently. It's lack of using the resources that you've already got in your disposal right now, because it's easier to blame something and somebody. And number 9, I was very prescriptive on the instruction, on the time. None of you washed out the time. I think Nozi's group did to some extent, but even them, they didn't structure themselves. I think also when the groups pick up that they didn't know what they were doing, you didn't discipline each other. You didn't go to say, you didn't say, you know what, we didn't read the instruction. So and so, go and read the instruction. or go back to Sis Nomvuyo's note and take those notes and then ask another one to say, you go, which is now where the leadership is supposed to happen. But you are sitting in, you already are in a dump, which you let yourself in by not preparing, but then you are unable to see that we actually are in the wrong, but you rather waste a whole 40 minutes just doing things that you shouldn't be doing. Do you think if you are writing the exam, you will have got the mark? No, because you're answering questions that were not asked. It's the same thing when the business plan that you guys are gonna go through is gonna have a series of questions. If you have not answered, you answering something else, do you think that business plan is gonna be credible? No. Again, we are not serious. We're not taking this serious enough. You are wasting time and money. This is a sport. We had 362 people. You took a sport for someone, but you are playing around. Number 12, you can't help anyone when they don't know where they need help themselves. Let me repeat again. I cannot help you when you don't know where you need help. Some of you don't even know where exactly is the problem. Why are you not getting funds? Why are you not ready? You're supposed to do your own analysis. Okay, this is the thing that I don't have. This is the thing that I don't have. Oh, this is the thing I don't. Now, those are the problems I need to focus on and work on. Then I come to you and say, share the problems that you are facing in your business. Half of you didn't actually even articulate, okay, my problem in the business is 1, 2, 3. The more clear you are on what the problem is, the more clear the solution will be. There's always a solution. The other one, we need to conduct ourselves professionally across board, all of us. When you are working as a team, you are all equal. Avoid using word, my secretary, say, our team. You are building a team. And this is also how you're gonna build the team as a group. You're gonna need to build and understand the team and the group that you are at, build them up to be accountable. And if they cannot be accountable, you come back to us, maybe we'll find you another group and leave people who are not serious alone, because then we can actually replace them with the other 362, because people here are not serious. You are not hungry enough. And I raised this even on the first orientation, that some of you think you are hungry. No, you're not hungry enough. You are not hungry enough. Can you have 36 hours not sleeping? Can you stay 48 hours without sleeping or eating, just focusing on the things that needs to be done? Because that is being serious. Some of you, you are fine by being broke. Being poor is part of you. You're gonna need to reject poverty in this thinking, in this mindset. You're gonna need to reject where you're coming from and look at things in a prosperity way, in a way that there is an abundance. You can't come here with a poverty mindset that says, I know I couldn't think of how I'm gonna serve others, because a poverty mindset think they're the only one who need help, whereas a abundance and prosperity mindset is about, I need to help more people. I need to make sure that I serve more, because when I serve more, that is when I get more. Do you guys understand? Williams, do you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is the stuff I'm saying, because again, this group is very quiet. You don't respond. So I don't know whether the network is cut off or whatever. But all I'm trying to say to you guys, when you are in the money space, you can't be thinking about scarcity. You can't be thinking, Pascal, you gotta need to think there is resources. I just need to look harder. They are already around me. What is it that I'm not actually seeing? Now, number 15, services don't generally get funding. That is true, but not necessarily true. Professional services do get funding, especially short-term funding, because majority of your costs will be professional services, which is your salaries and wages. So what you will need to raise in your case will actually be your working capital in terms of credit card, revolving loan, or overdraft. And asset financing when you are actually now funding or capitalizing your business. Okay, so guys, again, don't feed each other garbage when you're advising each other. Talk from a point of knowing. Always talk from a point of experience. When you're not sure, keep quiet. Your role is not to try to get answers. If you don't know, tell, I can't help, I don't know. Now, the issue of, okay, the last one is about going forward. What are you going? I think it's only about maybe 3 or 4, maybe about 3 teams that are now gonna work and find a way to work with each other. But none of the teams are actually gonna go and look for their members. By the way, you already knew that which group you were at. You should have made sure that your members are attending. Because if you were actually being put in a boardroom to achieve a task, what's the point of you attending alone if the task was meant to be completed by 10? And that is when we are looking at making sure that as Black people, we can be able to work together. Yes, there would be people that will say, you know what, the network is bad. But you can actually do what, if the network is bad, no problem. We can keep on sharing with each other the voice notes of what needs to be done, what are the tasks. Share your notes. You could have said to a person who said, you know what, I can't because I don't have a network, or you SMS them and please share your notes so that we can complete the task. Okay, the question that was being asked is about credit worth of the directors. So the credit worth of the directors. Who asked this question first? Let me bring that person to us first. Please come through.
Oh, I'm Precious. I asked the question of the credit worthiness.
Yeah, now what I want to do when I get questions of similar nature, I process them differently. So allow me to lead you, okay? So on that question, what do you think? You are the director who is running this business and you are applying for funding for the company. Do you think they should look at the direct?
Yes, yes.
Why?
I think because by them giving me funding, they are taking a risk. So in their risk analysis of do I qualify, or should they give the company the funding? Obviously, they should check how do I handle my affairs, my own personal affairs. Because if I cannot handle my own affairs, it means that if they give me funding, there's a possibility that I might also not use the funds of the business correctly. So they should actually be looking at.
Tell me something. You asked the question, you have the answer. Why did you ask?
No, it was a discussion that we had in the group. So I gave this answer that I gave, but then.
Okay, so you wanted just to confirm.
Yes, I just wanted to confirm, yes.
Okay, no problem. So those of you who have went through the 7 C's, you will see the director will definitely, by the way, it's your director, even your spouse, if you are married in community of property. Okay, beloved, I want to express a gratitude for allowing yourself to go through the first week. For us to attract the money we are looking for, we must be worth the money that we are asking for. For us to be able to become better people in how we are doing, it's not going to start from the day you are pitching. It's going to start from today, how you are actually building yourself and running. How many days it is from between now until the last day, Denise? Roughly what? It's 90 days, 89 days or so, right? Or maybe less than that. But in the next 80 days at most, you can't be the same person you were on your first session. And I expect things to change. And if you can't match up, this program is expecting too much from you. Come back to us and tell us. You must have credibility. You must have a character. Character means you must fulfill your word. Your word must be the law. If you can't even fulfill each other's promises as a group, you can't hold each other accountable. How are you going to hold your employees accountable? How are you going to hold other shareholders accountable and the directors? Because you cannot hold yourself accountable. This program is meant to mold you and build you up, and also prepare you as a CEO of your business to be the CEO. And I want to close. Thank you so much for your time. You probably think this woman is crazy. No, I'm not crazy. I've gone through this. I understand this. And it is how it's placed. That is the game of money. You want 10 million, 50 million, you're going to be the person who can stand the heat of 10 million. And you guys at this point, maybe I need 10,000 rand. That's it. Not millions, not thousands, just 10, small thing and 10,000 rand. Congratulations to group number, is it number 4 or 5? Noses group. Great work. I'm gonna start with your business plan and to analyze and see if there is obvious things. Dagmar will take you guys through, Dagmar from Funding Connections. I don't know if you know her. She will take you through the funding, the business plan part of it. And I will also bring APSA is coming to present. NEF is coming. There are several people that are coming. Everyone is interested in this program. They can't wait for another 500 that we're gonna take. So you guys, you're gonna make me look very bad to the industry, because I am going to the industry and saying, I do have entrepreneurs that are looking for funding. But so far, week 1, At best, I have 10. Denise, at best, I have 10 out of 100.
Yeah.
That's 10%. That's 10%. That's bad conversion. That's bad conversion. Pick it up, guys. Pull up your socks. You can do this. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna give to the group number 4 that has won. I have so many prizes for you. I have so many things. Denise, please share the link, our FinFund list. There was someone who spoke about, share it here. No, share it on the notice, plus on the WhatsApp. There was someone who spoke about the need to do a research. Please don't waste your time in doing a research. I've already done that for you. I partnered with FinFund. FinFund has more than, I think they said 3,000. I mean, I thought they had about 200 funders, both short-term and long-term. The aim is for you to follow the link that Dennis is sharing with you on WhatsApp so that you can shortlist and also make an assessment, a real assessment with whether you are fund ready or not. And it will be from that, then you will end up with, it will depend on your business, between 5 to 10. You can even have up to 10 funders, but I need you to shortlist at least just 5. From the 5, I need you to share the list with us so that we can start reconciling it, so that we approach those funders to come and present to us. What do they do? How long they apply? What are the reasons for funding? What are the issues? And then we analyze those applications so that we get you ready and pick up the things that you need to fill up. Thank you so much. We are giving a lot of effort on this program. This program is planned to run for another 5 years, with every year taking 400 entrepreneurs, with the aim that at some point we'll take even 1,000. I'm not going to be able to do this if you guys don't pull up your socks. You are my sample. And thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you giving your time and also, I mean, just doing the work for those that are doing the work. Please go there and doing the work. If you are not doing the work, you think we're going to play around, you saw how it's like. This is dog eat dog, and that's how it's going to be. We'll relook at the groups, but we want you guys to keep working in the current groups you are in because they were strategically structured. And then if there is problem, come back to us. We will then relook and see. We want to empower you. We want to assist you, but we can't assist someone who doesn't know what is it that they actually need and where they need help. Thank you so much. Lots of love. God bless. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, how do I think?
Bye.
Thank you so very much.
Hi.
I'm Precious. Sorry for frustrating you, but we'll definitely pull up our socks.
The first week, my brother, first week, I will ask you in week 12 and 10. Lots of love. Bye.